Hello and welcome to our second module in EDU 200. And in this module, we're going to be looking at the history, the foundations of education, as well as that T word that nobody likes, which is theories. The nice thing is we're really only going to focus on two main types of theories, and that's the behaviorist and the constructivist. So just kind of as a recap from module one, that really was just kind of the introduction to the course, and the chapter one in your book, where we're looking at just kind of the importance of education. And so now what we're going to be doing as we get into each of the next modules is we're just going to be dissecting other pieces of education. So as I said, module two is going to be looking at the history, the foundations, and the theories behind education. So module two is going to cover 2 weeks. So within this 2-week span, you're going to have a discussion board posting to do. You're going to do 2 of your observation journals. And you hopefully are going to already have started or be in the process of finding a place to do your placement. So just as a reminder, in order to take this course, you do have to have 24 credits of college. And so if you have not submitted that verification form, please do that sooner rather than later, because that is an absolute requirement to take this course. The second thing is going ahead and finding a place that you're going to do your 40 hours of observation. So remember, this has to be in a K through 12 setting. It doesn't matter if you do a kindergarten class, 3rd grade, 7th grade, 9th grade, whatever. Just make sure that you're following the proper guidelines. I had posted in the first module and also in the observation link, the forms for some of the major cities around here. And so if you need to fill out a placement request form because maybe you haven't been placed in a classroom yet, make sure you get that to me soon. I will send it in to the HR manager kind of with the high importance so you can get in there. But the other thing to know about the 40 hours is that it doesn't matter how long it takes you to get it done. If you're able to get 40 hours done in 1 week, then you're done. If you need longer to get it done, then that's completely fine. All that you have to demonstrate is that you have spent 40 hours observing instruction in a public school K through 12 setting. So if you look into this week's introduction to the module, you're going to see that for module 2, you're going to be reading chapters 9, 10, and 11 in your textbook. And there are also additional resources for you. Please understand that just because I post all of these resources, I'm not expecting you to read them all word for word. What I am hoping is that you will save them or bookmark them. Read the ones that just kind of really jump out at you at this point. But because this is a 10-week course as opposed to a 16-week course, I'm not trying to overwhelm you with a lot of readings, but I do want you to have all of this great information at your fingertips. So remember, you have Journal 1 and Journal 2 that you need to be doing during this module. And then you have your discussion board where you need to post and then you need to respond to 2 of your classmates. So everything that you need, including the PowerPoints from the chapters in your book, are in your readings and resources. Each module from here on out, you're going to see this link, which is the observation journal entries. This has all 8 of the journals in here, but you only need to do journals 1 and 2 during this module. And then when we get down to the discussion board. So as I said, you're going to be looking at foundations, history, evolution of education. And so what this discussion board posting is focusing on are the different psychological theories. Now, I know most people are not a big fan of theories, but I will tell you that these 2, behaviorism and constructivism, those are probably the 2 main camps of thought in education. Constructivism, the main theorist behind this is Piaget. And if you have not heard his name before, you're going to become extremely familiar with it because he probably is one of the most important and influential theorists in early childhood education. But all constructivism means is that people who believe that children learn using the constructivism approach is that children have to construct their own knowledge. This camp really believes that teachers are kind of they're meant to be an extra resource, but really it's supposed to be children who are taking the lead in learning because they are constructing their own knowledge based on what it is they're reading, they're seeing, that they're doing. Behaviorism takes the other approach where they say that it's all based on the feedback that we give children. So for instance, if we are in the behaviorist camp, then people would say that if you compliment a child because they did something well, behaviorists would say that they're more inclined to do it again. Same thing goes for the negative. If we punish them or there's a consequence, behaviorists believe that that will alter the child's thought process and possibly make them not want to do it again. So feedback is really important, which means it's the external influences that are going to determine whether or not a student learns or not. So those are really kind of the two biggest camps that you're going to find in education. There's lots of other ones, but we're just going to focus on these two. So basically what you're going to be doing for this discussion board posting is thinking about a particular learning concept that's in your field. And so there's some suggestions such as addition, parts of speech, explorers, water cycle, you name it. It's completely up to you what learning concept you're going to use. But then what you're going to do is give us, the readers, an explanation of your topic, what the grade level is, the learning outcome, which normally that's going to be the standard. So that's where you would pull from the SOLs. How you could teach that particular concept from a behaviorist perspective, which means we as the teachers are going to be kind of guiding the instruction, and then how you could do it from a constructivist perspective, which is how children are going to kind of be guiding their learning. And then which perspective you think is going to be most appropriate. So hopefully what you're going to find in this course is I want it to be so highly practical and applicable that it's something that you really can use right now or very near in the future. So that really is all that you have to do for Module 2, as we just kind of are going to start with where did education start? How has it evolved? Where are we at now? The remaining 3 modules are going to take us a little bit deeper into lesson plan instruction, assessment, technology. So we want to make sure that we really are having a good solid foundation in where we are in education and how we've gotten here. So I think that that is it for Module 2. I really am enjoying getting to know each of you through the discussion board postings. Just make sure you read all of the requirements. But as long as you're staying on track with getting started with your observation, the discussion board postings, and then in Module 2, your observation journals, then you are absolutely off to a great start, and you are going to finish with no problems. So have a great time exploring the history of education, and I will see you in Module 3.